Guys, today I'm going to be filming for you the perfect palette tag. I've been really wanting to do this tag for a while now because I love all kinds of palettes. Every time a new one comes out, I feel like I have to get it. I love eyeshadow palettes, I love face palettes, contour palettes, things like that. So I have all the palettes I'm going to be talking about right here, as well as the questions and my answers written down. I think I did limit it to one palette per question. I feel like there's one of these where I'm mentioning two palettes or a few of them, but you know, that's okay. It'll just give you guys more information on what I think of the palettes. Also, this perfect palette tag is probably longer than usual ones because this is the perfect palette tag 1 and 2 combined. So I did find the perfect palette tag 2 and add those questions onto the end of the original tag that I have found on YouTube. So without further ado, let's just hop into the first question. The first question is best packaging, and I think the palette with the best packaging is definitely the Tartelette in Bloom palette. This palette is honestly the prettiest palette that I own. I love the floral front as well as the gold mirror detailing all along the packaging. So again, this is the Tartelette in Bloom, and when you open it, again, it has a giant beautiful mirror and also that same mirrored gold packaging. I definitely think that this palette has the prettiest packaging out of the palettes in my collection. I love the colors, I love the gold. This is one of those palettes that I definitely keep displaying, and I love to have it as a decoration in my makeup collection. The next question is the palettes with the best color payoff, and I definitely would say the Lorac Pro palettes. These are so buttery and so pigmented. Here are the two palettes and what they look like, but definitely the color payoff on these is awesome. They are a little powdery, and if you are rough with your eyeshadows, they do kind of tend to get all over your face, but seriously, if you just take the time to work with them, they work like a dream, and I really continue to love these palettes. So I'm gonna just do a quick swatch of my Lorac Pro 2, I guess, just to show you guys how smooth and buttery and pigmented these eyeshadows really are. Here are just a few swatches. As you can see, that's like some crazy pigment already. Like, seriously, they are so freaking smooth, so buttery. They do have a little fallout, but look at that. How hella pigmented is that? That's crazy. I definitely love these eyeshadows. I just love them. After that swatch, look how much is still left on my fingers. Like, I could probably do like 3 more swatches with this blue. That's crazy. The most versatile palette in my collection is probably the Morphe Brushes 35K. I really like this palette because it comes with 35 different eyeshadows, obviously, but just the range of colors and undertones in this palette is amazing. So this is what the palette looks like, and as you can see, it has a lot of warm tones and gradually goes up to cool tone colors. I think this is awesome because you can definitely do like a light daytime look with any of these colors, all the way down to a really dark, cool, smoky eye. Plus, it's a nice mix of finishes, so mattes, satins, shimmers. The Morphe palettes have it all. I definitely recommend Morphe if you are a beginner or even a makeup artist. I really love this. Pigmentation on these are awesome as well. You can't go wrong with Morphe shadows. The next question is the best palette in your opinion for traveling, and I have 2 palettes for this category, I believe. So the first one is the Too Faced Natural Matte. I love Too Faced as a brand. They are my favorite eyeshadow brand, and I think that their packaging is so cute, but look how tiny and convenient this is. Like, this fits in your hand. You could slip it down the side of your suitcase, and even on the inside, it comes with a little tiny cute mirror. So the tin packaging on these little Too Faced palettes is really nice because it protects the eyeshadows. It's not like a flimsy cardboard where you have to worry about your eyeshadows getting crushed or breaking, so I really like this palette when I travel. When it comes to my biggest regret, that's definitely the Urban Decay Naked 3. Everyone was so hyped for this palette when it came out, and I was too. I wanted this for Christmas so bad. I was so excited, and because there was no like there wasn't a whole like rose gold kind of pinky palette out on the market, so this was definitely different and strayed away from like that neutral brown kind of smoky palette. So this is what it looks like, and I honestly just don't enjoy this. I don't like the way it looks on my skin tone. I don't like the way it blends. Some of them aren't even that pigmented, and like I hate to put it down because I know it's such a loved palette throughout like the makeup community. I've tried and tried again to love it, and I just can't get myself to love it. Something about it just doesn't do it for me. But again, my biggest regret is the Urban Decay Naked 3. For best names, I automatically thought of the Too Faced Peanut Butter and Jelly palette. This is a newer palette that recently came out. So the names in this are just so cute. They all have something to do with peanut butter and jelly, obviously. So the names are Spread the Love, Peanut Butter Cup, Bananas, Peanut Brittle, Jammin', Extra Creamy, Jelly, and Nuts About You. I just think that's so cute. I honestly really like when makeup's named after food because I love food, I love makeup. Best of both worlds, you know. Too Faced is just creative overall as a brand with the packaging and naming and everything. I love the brand. My least used palette is definitely my Urban Decay Naked Basics palette. This was my first high-end palette that I ever purchased, and I was so excited. This thing was my baby when I first got it, but recently I just haven't been using it ever since I discovered just bigger and better palettes. So this is what the inside looks like. It's just 6 neutral kind of everyday matte shades, and I mean, they're okay. They're not my favorite. They're kind of chalky and I feel like kind of boring now since, again, I've expanded my horizons with eyeshadow, so I just don't reach for this that much, but if you're a beginner, I highly recommend this. My most loved, most used, and my Desert Island palette is definitely my Too Faced Chocolate Bar. I cannot rave about this palette enough. It is amazing. I think the packaging is so cute, the whole concept of it. It smells good. I use this every single day for my everyday makeup looks. It's what I'm wearing today, and I seriously think that it just has such nice, versatile, but they're all like neutral everyday shades. I really think this works for everyone, every skin tone, every eye color. It just complements everyone, and you can't go wrong with something that smells like chocolate. Shout out. The next question doesn't shout out a specific palette, it's more of a general question, and the question is, do you prefer your eyeshadow palettes to come with eyeliner, a brush, or nothing? And I would definitely have to say nothing, because I feel like when it comes with an eyeliner or a brush, I never really use them, and I feel like they're kind of just a waste of space, and without them there would be more room in the palette. Maybe the palette would be a little bit cheaper, so overall I definitely prefer nothing to come with my palette, just the eyeshadow. Name a palette that you've hit pan on, and that is the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. So this is the contour palette, and I've hit pan on the 2 lightest under eye highlight shades right there. I hit pan because I really enjoy them for setting my eyelid. Once I prime and put my paint pot and stuff like that, I feel like this sets my eyes so well that my oils don't break through, my shadows last all day, my shadows blend really nicely on top, so I use the crap out of these 2 colors every single day. My favorite Naked palette is the Urban Decay Naked Smoky palette. I really enjoy this palette a lot. I think it's better than all of the previous Naked palettes. So this is what it looks like on the inside. It's just really pretty smoky shades, blues, grays, blacks, but it has some lighter neutral colors in it. I love the layout, and I just love the blendability. I did do a prom makeup tutorial with this if you guys are interested, but I really love this, and especially the packaging is so beautiful. I love that it has the magnetic closing and that they really vamped up the packaging for this specific palette. Overall, just like smoky effect of the palette is so cool, and I really enjoy this more than all of my other Naked palettes. The next question is, what is your favorite holiday / limited edition eyeshadow palette? And it's definitely the Anastasia Beverly Hills Shadow Couture World Traveler palette. I love this palette because of the color and the pigment and the blendability, and it's also very versatile as well. So this is what it looks like. Unfortunately, it was limited edition, but Anastasia sells all of these shadows individually on their website. When I saw that this was coming out and I saw the range of colors and finishes and stuff like that, I knew I had to have it. It's so beautiful. I love the warm tones, but I love the pop of color, and I really love how Anastasia and Norvina set up their palettes that like every 4 is kind of like a quad that you can do a look together. Even like the overlapping 4, it's just so unique, and I really like that. It's very beginners friendly, and overall it's a really good palette. Again, you can get the shadows individually, and I'll post what shadows are actually in the palette down below so you guys can know what to look for if you do look for these single shadows. The palette I would repurchase, again, is the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. If I ran out of this, I would repurchase this. If they stopped making this, I would repurchase like 10, because I cannot live without this palette. I don't know, I feel like my makeup would just be like harder to do. Like, I love all the eyeshadow palettes I have. I definitely love playing with them and experimenting with them, but this just makes my morning for school so much easier because I know exactly the kind of look I'm going for, and I know exactly how the shadows work. So again, this is my favorite like die-hard holy grail palette ever, and I'll definitely repurchase this. What is a shade in an eyeshadow palette that I wish was sold individually is definitely Salted Caramel in the Too Faced Chocolate Bar right here. It's a really nice warm brown shade, but it doesn't have too much warmth in it where it makes me look like orange. So I really enjoy that color. It's like my perfect transition shade. Usually I use it on a daily basis, and even if I don't use my total look with this palette, I'll definitely just go into this as my transition and then go in with other eyeshadows from different palettes. It's like that transition I know works for me for my skin tone, and it never fails me, so that I definitely wish I could get individually. Lastly, the palette that I would recommend to a friend, again, is the Too Faced Chocolate Bar. I don't think anyone could go wrong for this palette, and I think it just has such a nice range of colors and shades and finishes that it'll work for everyone. The pigmentation is just so awesome. The blendability is amazing. The colors are just neutral and pretty, and everyone loves a good neutral palette. So I would definitely recommend this to everyone and all of you guys. So that completes my perfect palette tag video. I don't do videos like this often, like talking videos. I really want to, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was really fun for me to film, to see like what eyeshadow palettes I need to use more, which ones I don't like so much, which ones I love a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!